My God. He won the election. Somebody pinch me, because I'm not sure if I'm still sleeping right now or if I actually woke up at 4:30 in the morning feeling sick to my stomach, walking to the bathroom just to go pee, and burping up Fuzzy's tacos about 3 times on the way to the bathroom, nachos, and said, "Oh, I feel a little bit better." So it wasn't me waking up thinking that in my sleep Hillary Clinton won, and now I'm sick to my stomach anyways, even though I was expecting that. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's 4:30 a.m. I'll just go back to bed. J Snips, please. The suspense is killing me. Pick up your damn phone, go to Zero Hedge, go anywhere, and see what the hell the headlines are. What the hell happened last night? Because when I went to bed, he was winning slightly, but then she got the whole West Coast. Uh-oh, she's ahead now. She's ahead. Oh, but he still has Florida and Georgia. Oh, he got Florida. Got Florida. And he got Georgia. Oh my gosh, he's up in the lead. Are they gonna be able to get 270? They gotta have 270, or else the House of Representatives will choose the next president. So I started thinking, oh crap, here we go. They're gonna make it so neither candidate gets 270. Then you won't be mad at the Clinton camp. The Clinton camp won't be mad at the Trump camp. You and I can't be mad at anybody except the government, which we're already mad at, because they're gonna now choose the president. I'm thinking, holy crap. But then I'm like, well, wait a minute, don't the third party need to at least have some winnings for that to make sense? Not necessarily. Okay, so they could still do it, yes. But I just woke up at 4:30, and a chance in hell I can go back to bed now. My wife says, well, just go, you don't have to go back to bed, just come back to bed and snuggle. Snuggle? Snuggle? Did you just hear what I said? I'm reading headlines that Donald Trump won the presidency. He's going to be the 45th president. Assuming, and for all you prayers out there, praying people, you better hope and pray that man makes it into the Oval Office come January 20th, 2017, and he stares Barack Obama right in the face, right in the eyes, and says, you remember when you roasted me in front of all these people, and they were cheering and laughing, and I just stared at you? You remember that day? And Barack will say, yeah, I do. And you know what I told everybody when I left that day? I'm going to take the White House from him. He's going to hand me the keys to the White House. Barack, today's that day, pal. And I'm going to give you a little hint. You know I know about your birth certificate, right? You know I know all about that stuff. Right? Okay. I'm still telling you, I don't think there's going to be a chance in hell he will walk into that White House. Please, by all means, pray, hope, whatever you want to do, that he does make it in, and that any potential assassination attempts are halted against this man. Because there are quite a number of people who are very upset. And I want to show you, if you don't mind, something that gave me, this may sound evil, this may sound wrong, this may sound un-JSNIP4-ish, but I gotta tell you, and I saw some of this last night live on TV, and it made me feel just as good inside, warm and fuzzy. I'm just going to give you a glimpse of what I was seeing also on live TV last night on the Clinton camp side of things. And inside, deep down, it felt good. This is wrong. I admit. I ask for your forgiveness now. It's wrong to feel this way when people are in pain as in sadness, crying. But if there's one time, just one time, I get to go over to the dark side and feed off of that, just for a split second, well, it's happening right now. And I got a taste of it last night when I saw some people in tears streaming down their face on live TV when they started to see at around 12:30 midnight. Guys, this is not looking good. If their facial expression could speak, it was, this is really, really bad. And I can't hold back my emotions. And I'm now going to cry, live TV or not, because our candidate, Hillary Clinton, is not going to get the nod. So let's just take a look. Forget the ad. Here's a good one. Poor millennial. Sorry about that. Got the older folks in the middle, very upset. Poor lady in the front. And this guy, clearly LGBT extraordinaire, he's upset. This poor lady's upset. All the girls are upset. Got some more millennials. Oh my God, what has just happened? What has just happened? Again, if I had to guess and say we got some LGBT in the house, my gaydar is telling me there might be a couple over here that are not happy. You know how I always mention my buddy Frank at work, my buddy Frank. We're texting last night back and forth till like almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm looking at this saying he may actually pull this off. And I'll tell you something interesting. Well, first, I've always mentioned Jim to you guys, right? Jim at work. Super duper far leaning left liberal of liberals. He is a liberal's liberal. Frank, she's going to get Florida. She's already got it. It's done. Get used to it. Get ready to call her Madam President. It's going to happen. This is over. She's got them. She's got the numbers. She's got the delegates. This is not going to be a contest. 538.com, Nate Silver, MSNBC poll. These are all saying the same thing. They got the other elections correct. They're not going to be any different this time. She's going to win. And I'm telling them, Frank, but you and I see the numbers of people in the freaking lines to get into Trump everywhere he goes in every state he goes to. And then we see Hillary show up a day or two later or before, and almost nobody's showing up. While you can't argue with Jim what Nate Silver at 538 says, or MSNBC poll, we oversampled 36% Democrats, 30% Republicans. You can't argue with him because the numbers he's given you are their numbers. Whether they skew them or not, you can't argue because you don't have proof of anything other than what they're showing you on the screen. What you do have proof of is what we've seen. Videos, the pictures. The people in this country are massively backing Donald Trump. And I was saying it all last night when I went to Fuzzy's Tacos with my buddy David, now neighbor. We go there to watch UFC fights sometimes. We went there to watch this UFC fight called the presidential elections. We were the last ones in the building. It was like 12, a little after 12 or so before we said, all right, we have to go. And I said, David, because we've eaten lunch with Frank and him as well a few times. I said, I'm telling you now, I want nothing. I said, forget every other reason that I should want Donald Trump to be president and I'll be happy he's president. Forget all those reasons. There's a real big reason on my list, and it's on Frank's list, that we want Donald Trump to win. We want nothing more than to be able to go into work tomorrow morning with Donald Trump as the winner and walking into Jim's office. Jim, buddy, we're all ears. What the hell happened? Please explain. All the polls, you called us conspiracy theorists. All the sites that you said she was winning and all the sites that we used, ours are conspiracy sites, they don't count. If it's alternative media, it doesn't count, it's conspiracy. How did they win? The same reason the Brexit vote won. Going into it, there's not a chance the Brexit's going to happen. Going into this, there's not a chance Donald's going to win. Hillary's got this. And I'm watching. Now he's in the lead. And I'll tell you, I still don't know what to make of this. But I'm looking at some of the numbers. And it's an absolute dead heat. And there's, 4 point something, call it 4.7 million voters for Hillary and 4.72 million voters for Donald Trump in this particular state. We've only got a few states left. All the states have been counted. We've got a few states left. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is a dead heat. This could go either way. Hillary was up at first. Now some of the outer counties are counting it. Now he's up by a fraction of a tenth of a percent. And I'm looking at it. The next 12 states, too close to call. Next 9, after they finally counted some of them, 9 states, too close to call. 6 states, too close to call. 5 states, too close to call. And literally, they were. Are you telling me that a sheer thousands of people gave him the teeny tiny, minuscule lead he needed at the very end of this election? He got some of the states we knew he'd get in the beginning. She got the states we knew she'd get. The West Coast, we knew that. This is normal. We've got some swing states, the Florida stuff, the Ohio, okay. He's barely squeaking out Florida. He's barely squeaking out Florida. Do you know how many Trump signs I've seen over the last couple of days as we got close to voting time? And how little to none Hillary signs I've seen? It's the same as her showing up. Nobody shows. Donald shows, massive sellouts. Stadium sold out. Seeing these people crying over here. Let me just go. Can we go back to that screen? You mind if we go back there? A little guilty pleasure of mine. I wonder if while this was happening over here, if the likes of Jim or anyone else that thinks like that, super far left liberal view, was doing the same thing. I'll be honest. This may sound mean, but I hope they were. I hope they got a taste of what it feels like to lose, especially when they weren't supposed to lose, and they all thought, I'm sure, we don't care if it's rigged or not, we want her to win. We don't care. He once said regarding Obama getting in the White House, the birther issue, look, if he's that smart and they were able to pull this off, let's just say that it's true, and he's that smart and he's able to get in there and he's been in there all this time, he deserves to be in there if he's that freaking smart as far as I'm concerned. Pardon me? Excuse me? Is that the equivalent of, well, they rob banks, banks all the time. They haven't got caught yet. And if they're that smart enough to rob banks and not get caught, then they deserve to keep the money. This is a far left liberal talking like this, essentially. And that's my analogy with the bank thing. So, what did the late night markets, overseas access markets, etc., futures, showing us? What are they showing us? I don't know what it is now. We're going to find out. Silver doctors. As soon as their little ticker shows up for precious metals. Which I don't see. Silver doctors, what's going on? I'm not sure if mine does the Realist News does the overnight markets. Let's see. Gold up $25. Yeah, because 5:20 a.m. That's U.S. dollar index. Never mind. It was up. Gold was up last night before he was even announced the winner, and it still possibly could have been her. There we go. Yeah, so it's pretty accurate. $27.90, and silver is up 31 cents. At one point in time, as you can see in this chart, this is silver, this is gold. Gold was up like $60. $60. Silver was up, I think, 60 cents. And the Dow Jones was absolutely crashing overnight session. 700, 800 points down. S&P 500 super duper down. It was this close. And I don't know if it happened or not because I went to bed, but it was this close to going stop limit down, meaning too much has sold off, circuit breakers triggered. It was this close last time I looked, and that was late last night. All the markets were in the red. Mexican peso was down. Chinese stocks, Japan, everything's down, 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 down. Cannot wait to see how the markets are going to react come 8 a.m. USA time, Eastern time, which is today. So I'm thinking about the Webbot. First, I want to read a couple, just the headlines from Zero Hedge. Clinton concedes. Donald Trump becomes 45th president. She has 218 delegates. Donald Trump has 276. And then under both of them, Hillary Clinton has 55.8 million votes. Donald Trump has 56.9 million votes. Again, this is the equivalent. 51-49. 51-49. You had a super close battle, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump just squeaked it out. That doesn't match what we saw on the ground wherever Donald Trump won. It should have been 70 million Donald Trump, 30 million Hillary Clinton. That's what we saw. So you're telling me she got 55.88 million, 55.88 million. Donald Trump, 56.90. Literally a million votes off. A million votes off, he wins. Are you kidding me? And just by chance, let's just say by chance, that these voting machines have not and are not rigged, have not been and are not rigged, and this was the absolute result. What this tells me is that the Democratic side, using every trick in the book, we're going to stamp these absentee ballots, no one's looking, we're going to switch these votes. I've seen tons of videos. I'm clicking Donald Trump, it won't light up. I'm clicking Donald Trump, it stays on Hillary. I'm clicking Donald Trump, it stays on Hillary. I'm clicking. Here's my finger touching the button all over the place, and nothing is happening. It's stuck on Hillary. Other videos, I'm going to go the entire Republican ticket. You know, they can press a button and it goes all Republican or all Democrat. Oh, is this your vote? No, it's not. That's all Democrat. I pressed all Republican and I got to the end to verify it, and it's telling me it's all Democrat. So with all of the trickery, he squeaks it out just by a hair. I don't know that I even trust these numbers, to be honest with you. I will say I don't give a crap. I'm going to pull a Jim on this one. Well, if he's that smart enough to win with a million votes only, then he deserves to be in there. At least he won. He didn't have to steal it, did he? Obamacare is over. Republicans retain Senate. And with Donald Trump at the helm, kiss that piece of garbage goodbye. Huffington Post ends editor's note calling Trump a serial liar, rampant xenophobe, racist. Yale professor makes exam optional due to student shock over presidential election. Students are being triggered across the nation tonight. And so one Yale economics professor has taken a stand to protect the special snowflakes. They wrote him expressing shock over the outcome of the presidential election. So we're going to make that optional. Guys, I don't want to stress you out too bad. I know you're in absolute core system shock mode right now. The candidate who wasn't supposed to win, the one we kept telling you in advance has not got a chance. He's unelectable. He's deplorable. He won. So Here's the double, triple, quadruple whammy. Here it is. Ready? The mainstream media, their point of view, them being looked at as a source of good information, is now null and void, quite possibly forever going forward. They did it to themselves. They told us how Brexit was going to end. Wrong. Your polls got it wrong. They left. We're leaving the EU zone. Have a nice day. They told you how the polls, they massively favor Hillary, especially leading up to this election. All the way up until the last week or so. Our polls, mainstream media, clear winner, Hillary Clinton. She's still up by double digits in some of our other polls. She's got several point lead in this recent poll. Poll, 538, poll. Speaking of which, let's do this live together, shall we? Can we just do this live? Google 538. Is that what it was? 538? 538. Nate Silver's 538 uses statistical. Final election update. There's a wide range of outcomes, and most of them come up Clinton, according to Nate. Nate, were you sleeping when you wrote this? What time was this? Nate, when did you post this, buddy? Most of them come up with Hillary. Chance of winning. Hillary Clinton, 71.4% against Donald Trump's 28.6%. Here we go. It looks all professional. We've got our polling numbers. We got this 9% chance, gave Mitt Romney the same. What's this? So what's the source of the uncertainty? Models and Clinton, Trump, polls are good but not perfect. Okay, yeah. Polls are good but not perfect. I'd say he won when all you people on the far left kept telling us he can't win, he won't win. So what did the webbot say? We're going to wake up November 9th and ask ourselves, what has happened? What just happened? And I'm in a state of confusion. I went to bed last night knowing something, but woke up in a state of confusion. So I went to bed last night not knowing for sure if Donald Trump was going to win based off of the news that I was watching, but was a little bit hopeful, smoked a little bit of hopium, if you know what I mean, hopeful, that maybe, for whatever reason, just maybe, the good guys will win for just once. We never win. It's only in the movies. Never happens. And as I said, he won on paper, but are we about to find out something the rest of the day? Well, so a couple of the states had a 0.5% margin of error. They were that close, and the law is that they must have a recount when it's within 0.5%. So we just got the results back, and this is a shocker. But Hillary Clinton actually won those states. This is just potentially just changed. If she gets another one, she just won. I'm waiting to hear this bullcrap. That's what I'm waiting to hear. I hope it doesn't come. I hope, because I don't know what the absolute final state by state percentages were. Again, I went to bed, so I know there were some that were so close. A tenth of a couple, tenths at best away from each other. Millions of votes, only a few, thousands, tens of thousands made the difference. I mean, come on. And there were several like that. So are we about to find out that he won? Oh, wait a minute. We did a recount, stealth recount, and our recount says she won. Are we about to hear this crap? And then be left in, confusion. I'm hoping, because you got to understand something. I'm going to put it to you this way. The webbot, when it said, we're going to wake up and be in confusion over the election, the results, how it went down, wake up the next day, what the hell happened? I am confused. What in the hell happened? That's what the webbot said the feeling would be. Understand that the webbot isn't biased towards us Trump supporters, where we wake up, and only us, And we're in shock and awe and confusion because somehow she won when he was actually the one winning, which is what we thought would be a reason why we'd be confused. However, if the left are the ones waking up today in utter confusion and crying and very upset, as I showed you, that's still a valid Webbot, prediction, if you will. See, my mind is thinking about me and my peoples like you. How are we going to feel when we wake up? How am I going to feel? What kind of scenarios can I come up with of why I'd feel that way? Well, I could come up if he's winning, looks like he won. He does win. I wake up the next morning to find out they miscalculated something and she actually won. I would be very confused by that. I never thought to myself, what if he wins when we were all told he's not supposed to win? He's not going to win. The polls show him not winning. Nate Silver's 538. He won't win. And then he won. And all of the Hillary and the left supporters are waking up absolutely confused and disturbed that their person that they were absolutely certain was going to win and clean house at the very end of the election when we were counting the last few states. And it didn't happen, and their opponent won, Donald Trump. And now they are up in an uproar and very confused. The looks on those people's faces that I showed you a moment ago is the look of confusion. What has happened? Is this real? Am I sleeping or someone pinched me right now? I'm very upset. So I'm going to say I think the Webbot nailed that feeling for sure. Just not for the reasons I thought, because I thought it was going to be me and you with those feelings, which is why I gave you the scenarios of this could happen, maybe it'll happen like that, maybe that could happen, leaving us confused. Or, for example, they don't get the 270 delegates. It goes to Congress. They decide. But he had more delegates. Maybe he had 269. She had 267. He should win. No. Got to be 270. But he still had more, which means the Congress should pick him, and it's held by Republicans, mostly, majority. They got to pick him, but then they switch out on us like they always do, and they put her in. That would be a very good example of us waking up. It went one way in the middle of the night. We were happy with it. He won. We wake up the next day to find out Congress is going to select the winner. That would be an utter state of confusion. They are saying he had 270, 6 or whatever, to her 219 or whatever the hell it was now. I don't have the page up. So, markets crashing. And here's the funny thing about that. Way before, it was really looking good for Trump. It was just kind of looking good. Not really looking good, just kind of looking good a little bit. Where people still said, well, there's a chance he could still come back and win. But it was just a slight favor. Okay, he's actually, I kind of like what I'm seeing. The markets were speaking volumes as to who they were predicting was win. We know if Hillary was going to win, markets rally out of control. What happened after the FBI? We're reopening the investigation on Hillary. Markets don't like that. Markets tanked. We've concluded our investigation in just a matter of a few days. No charges. Everything is good. Markets freaking rallied 300 something up. Dow Jones. Markets rally. So they like a Hillary Clinton. Good news for Hillary Clinton. Markets rally. Bad news for Hillary Clinton. Markets crash. That's what we saw. So last night, markets crashing before it was even decided, and it could have went either way. So the markets were already telling us what they pretty much determined. Hillary is not going to win. Trump's going to win, and now it's time to let loose in the markets. So now we get to sit back and see if old J. Snip 4's opinion theory is going to play out. Donald Trump has won. The club now has a good excuse to unleash the beast, derivatives. Let the world markets crash. Mr. Trump, you're in charge, January. Here you go. And he has to now deal with a worldwide economic crisis that they are loving to give to him. We have all this debt. We've been cooking the books. We were hoping Hillary would get in there so we could deal with this in a different way. Still going to have a crash. But now that you're in there and you went against our will and you went against George Soros was positive that the delegates would go in the favor, the Electoral College, same difference, whatever. Electoral College would vote Hillary. So I'm going to pause this video for a moment because I always thought, from what I remembered, after the popular vote, which happened last night, we find out days later about the Electoral College and how they're going to vote. Or, isn't there like a date that they have to go do it in either November or December? I forget. Something's telling me like December 15th is the final day or something. The Electoral College then goes and casts the vote. And I'm going to tell you now, they better hope that no shenanigans are pulled in which Donald Trump had 276 to her 219 or whatever the number was. But we're the Electoral College and we want to go to Clinton. We're going to give it to her. I'm going to pause this for a second to see how that works, just so I can be accurate. Okay, so this is from archives.gov. November 8th, Election Day. Mid-November through December 19th, 2016. After the presidential election, the governor of your state prepares 7 certificates of ascertainment as soon as practicable. After the election results in your state are certified, the governor sends one of the certificates of ascertainment to the archivist. Certificates of ascertainment should be sent to the archivist no later than the meeting of the electors in December. However, federal law sets no penalty for missing the deadline. The remaining 6 certificates of ascertainment are held for use at the meeting of the electors in December. That's what I thought. They meet in December to cast the final vote, the one that actually matters. Are we going to find out that we won, but we got screwed again? Again, this wasn't even close. 217 to 276, whatever the number was. Matter of fact, just so I don't have to keep saying that. Zero hedge. 218 to 276. So the Electoral College can't say, well, one of us wants to switch. No, it was 276 to 218. Wasn't that close, okay? December 19, the electors meet in their state and vote for president and vice president on separate ballots. The electors record their votes on 6 certificates of vote, which are paired with the 6 remaining certificates of ascertainment. Now, Webbot said we would leave November 8th into 9th with this what the hell happened confusion the next day. The Electoral College doesn't vote until approximately December 19th. That doesn't make sense to me. Then again, if you take away the 1 for 19th and make it a 9th, it's still December, not November. No. I just hope this goes the way it's supposed to go. I don't want any shenanigans. I don't want to hear that George Soros, like he said in his interview, we've got a lot of advertising campaign money and stuff going to be put in front of the Electoral College. We know he'll win the popular vote, but the electoral is where we're going to focus on, basically propaganda. He said it in his interview. So, is that still their plan? Are they going to try to take this from Trump via the Electoral College because some of those people are part of the club and or paid off? We're going to find out. We got a month and 10 days to find out. All I'm saying is they better not do this crap. They better not freaking do it. He won fair and square. The power structure is in probably absolute chaos right now. The elite, the shadow government, all these people are realizing what in the hell just happened. We got to do something about this, and we got to do something about this soon. Everything they worked so hard for, more than 100 years ago, easily. Central bank, privately owned Jewish central bank, the ability to appoint all these people in the upper cabinet by the president, executive order things. I mean, everything that they've put in place. federal judges, you name it, are just going to get flushed down the toilet right now because Trump squeaked out this election. Again, I can tell you what history says. History says this isn't supposed to happen. He's not supposed to walk in there and fix things. Things have to get much worse. And that would be a Hillary win. I hope that that's not what happens. December 19th comes and goes. Electoral college, you voted, and survey says they voted the way they're supposed to. It's a done deal. It's locked in. Hey, Barack, Trump will see you in the White House. Make sure you got a good copy of the keys for him. You're going to hand him the keys to the White House. That's how it should go. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. I'm kind of in shock, to be honest with you. Am I reading this right now that he won the presidency? Am I actually reading this? Is this really real? Somebody pinch me. This can't be. It's not supposed to be, but it is. And OJ Snip 4 is confused about that, if I don't mind saying so myself. But again, let's not get too super hopeful, because there's still a couple of roadblocks on the way to January 20th. One of them being the speed bump, if you will, of Electoral College, who is the one who actually cast the vote. And some of those people crying and upset, what if some of those people, not necessarily in that photo, are the Electoral College, and they were sure Hillary was going to win anyways because of everything that's on the media as well as the rest of us. She's going to win. I'm happy. Fine. Only to find out I'm extremely upset. I'm in tears. She lost. But I am an Electoral College voter. And I could vote that way if I want to. There's no law that says I don't have to. There's no law that says that I can do what I want. And I'm so upset at this man because of the media telling me all this crap about him. Lies or not, I don't care. I'm going to vote the other way. I don't care what happens. It's for my country, and I'm going to be patriotic, and I'm going to vote the other way. Not realizing, you moron imbecile, you're doing the opposite of what you just said. It's not patriotic. You're not doing it for the country. You're just taking us back to where we left off, which is another term for Barack Obama, if you will, by voting in Hillary. So, we got a month and 10 days to see how this ends. Because once that happens, it's done. He's in there. Barring some kind of assassination attempt, he's in there. I don't know that the club wants to JFK Trump now. They probably do. But I think in their mind, if we do this, the supporters he has right now, the fact that they know who we are, we know this because of the internet. Don't know if we should do it, guys. What's the alternative? Well, the alternative, we lose everything we've worked for the last 150, 200 years for. Every criminal activity you've done is probably going to come out. What I've done is going to come out. We're going to be indicted. There'll be tens of thousands of us possibly arrested and thrown into prison. So, on second thought, let's go with the JFK solution. We have nothing left to lose and everything to gain. He's going to have to be very, very careful. Mr. Trump, effective immediately, stop flying on these planes. Get off the planes. Do not fly on the plane. Breaking news, Donald Trump's plane has crashed. It was landing or on takeoff and it overshot the runway. And again, the people will know. We will not buy an accident. No accident. Well, he is 70. He was complaining of chest pains and then he went into cardiac arrest and had a heart attack. He's 70 years old. Come on. I can just see these headlines from these bastards. Let's just hope he gets in there, stays in there, does what he says he's going to do, and really truly makes America great again. I'm telling you, I don't have any faith that that's going to happen because of the club being embedded in everything else. They're not going to want to work with this man. But if he can fire Department of Justice head Loretta Lynch, step into my office. You ever watch my TV show, The Apprentice? No, I haven't. Well, here's a tip. You're fired. FBI Comey. Is it possible Comey did not bring charges on purpose? Because if he did, and they went for an indictment, Barack Obama, before he leaves White House, matter of fact, effective immediately, I'm pardoning her. Hillary Clinton has now been pardoned. Now you can't touch her. You can't pardon somebody if they're not in trouble. You can't say, well, in case she gets in trouble, I'm throwing a pardon her way. No. She has to be in trouble, then you throw the pardon. So if they're smart, and I think they're smart, and they want to get Hillary and her husband potentially, no charges, keep it that way. Mr. Comey, wait till I get into the presidency in January 20th. That next week, come see me. Reopen the investigation, charges filed, we will indict her. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't pardon you. I could, but I'm not. I'll be honest, I don't think Donald Trump will put Hillary Clinton in jail. Under any circumstances, the big talk, all that, I don't think he will do anything about it. He's going to say something like, look, the past is the past. We're moving forward. We're going to fix what we have. The likes of Hillary Clinton, it's just a bad page in her history book. We're moving on. No, I'm not going to go after her. She's out of the way. And, something like that. I don't see him. Because if you recall, I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't recall hearing Donald Trump during his entire campaign trail saying, if I become president, he did say, I will get a special prosecutor to look into this, but he did not say, I'm going to throw you in jail or have you put in jail or go after you and put you in jail for this. He said, I'll have a special prosecutor look at it. That's the worst he said. And people chanting, lock her up, lock her up. He never said, well, when I get into office, that's exactly what I'm going to do. He never said it. You would think he would have used that to his benefit. Ladies and gentlemen, you vote for me, she will be locked up. Because I know there's something there, and we're going to find it because I'm going to hire a special prosecutor. He or she's going to look into this. And anything that comes up, she's going down. He could have said that. He never said it. So let's hope we got who we think we got and see where this goes.